Here's your Storm Track 7 forecast.
Good evening, Eastern Iowa. I'm Storm Track 7 meteorologist Danny Cassidy. Well, thankfully, it looks like the severe weather risk for tomorrow has shrunk, or at least lessened a little bit, especially because that warm front that was going to maybe trigger those severe storms has now moved off to the south. And the SPC, the Storm Prediction Center, has corresponded with that. So that level 2 and level 3 risk will stay off to our south. Locally here, could see some stronger storms maybe early tomorrow morning or during the afternoon hours. But again, it's going to be very hard for them to form with a lot of cloud cover during the afternoon, as well as not as much moisture and warmth, I think, to trigger those storms. But there is that level 1 risk pretty much along and south of Highway 30. Extends a little bit there into northern Jones County as well. But again, widespread severe weather is not expected. We could see some small hail with these stronger storms. I think that's the big factor, as well as heavy downpours and maybe some gusty winds at times. So we'll step you through tonight. Could see a couple isolated showers start to trickle into our northwestern areas. It is very dry in our northern areas, though, so it might be hard to actually hit the surface. But by midnight, I think we'll start to see a little bit of that moisture start to funnel in, and we'll see it right on our southwestern edge here. We'll continue to move off to the north, and you can see a good amount of oranges and reds across the area, so we could see some heavy downpours at times, no matter if you're in our northern areas or our southern areas. I think our southern areas probably have a bit better chance just due to the more warmth and moisture available, but I think everywhere could see a good steady diet of rain. We'll head into 7 a.m. here, pretty much widespread, I think, and so if you're headed off to that morning commute, get the umbrella and the raincoat handy because it is going to be a little bit rainy and it's going to be a little bit windy. We'll see gusts around 30 miles per hour, so it's going to be one of those kind of icky, I guess. Not the greatest way to describe it, but yeah, it's just not going to be very fun to be outside. We'll go into the afternoon hours here, and most of it lifts to our north. So yesterday we were talking about, okay, if we see enough clearing in our southern areas, that's where you can see that regeneration of severe storms. But you're seeing a lot of cloud cover. Temperatures will probably only be in the 50s at best. And again, I think it's just going to be tough for those severe weather storms to be triggered. Could see some isolated showers and storms for sure in the south, but that steady rain I think will continue for our northern areas. After sunset, that starts to die down a little bit, maybe some isolated showers on our southeastern end, wraps up by about midnight, and then we'll have some sunshine on the way for our day on Friday. In terms of rainfall totals, it is going to be a plentiful, or at least good amount of rain, especially for mid-March. We'll see anywhere from about a quarter of an inch to 3/4 of an inch, and as I noted, maybe a little bit more in our southern areas where it's a bit warmer and more moist, but no matter how you put it, I think it'll be beneficial as we head into growing season here in about a couple of months. So overall tonight, low temperatures are going to be in the mid to upper 40s for most of us. Along and south of I-80, low to mid 50s with those storms likely after midnight. And then during the day tomorrow, that rain's going to keep us pretty steady with temperatures, maybe even decreasing temperatures. Highs in the upper 40s along and north of Highway 20, and then in the 50s along and south of Highway 20, maybe a 60 there in Washington. Your city-by-city forecast for Waterloo, Dubuque, Cedar Rapids, and Iowa City. So Friday, we'll bounce back a little bit in temperatures, especially in our northern areas with some sunshine. Saturday, a cold front's going to be moving in during the middle of the day, and that'll bring in some cooler air out of the northwest, which will drop us down into the upper 30s and low 40s for St. Patrick's Day. So not as fun to be outside on Sunday. Saturday, not as bad. Monday, another cool day to kick off the next work week, but then by the first day of spring, not looking too bad with temperatures in the mid to upper 50s and maybe a 60 there on Wednesday.